Yes, Wally.
Long-time listener, Howard. Hey, Artie, stay off the H, bro. You're funny as shit without it.
Thank you, buddy.
But, hey, Governor, I just got done reading a book about a outlaw motorcycle president for the Mongols in California.
Always a Mongol, absolutely.
You were a motorcycle gang guy?
Yep.
That's a tough business, right?
Yeah, no, I did that. In fact, it was the last year I was in the Navy SEALs. I used to leave the base and put my colors on.
I could see, but you probably had to do a lot of hand-to-hand combat when you were in the gang, right?
No, it's not a gang, it's a club.
No, it's a club.
It says MC, that's Motorcycle Club.
Yeah. We're going to ride motorcycles down to Mexico, me and you?
If you want, but dirt bikes, where I'm at, I broke down a Hummer down there.
Yeah, you see, you're 50 times the man I am. I don't ride dirt
Howard,
bikes.
you got to come visit me.
You play chess at all?
Yeah.
Well, all right, okay, I can do that.
Do you know what it means to break down a Hummer?
Is the
Break down a Hummer?
Is the listener gone?
I don't want to... Go
Talk about a good blowjob, Robin.
Is the listener gone? I wanted to... how did you know I rode with the Mongols?
I read it in a book.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's true, but I left them...
President right now.
I left them in 1975.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Bob. I thought once you're a Mongol, you're always a Mongol. What do you mean? How do you leave?
Because man at being a badass.
Yes.
Well, here, Howard.
He's done.
Here
Navy
go,
SEAL.
Yeah,
There
you're
you go. Wait. Just so Howard knows that Hogan's a bullshitter and I'm not.
Okay.
What is this? That's a courtesy card. I still carry it.
Mongols. There it is.
No,
what do you mean?
We believe you.
What can I do with that card? I might take this from me.
Well, if you run into the Mongols, they won't beat you up.
Oh, give me one.
Let me...
well, you know, we've had a great deal of trouble, apparently, with the Hells Angels, because the Mongols and the Angels were at war for 20 years.
But are they at peace now?
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, you're on the air. And by the way, I should show the governor Baba Booey's first pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
I wonder what your comment would be on that. I'm going to show you something in a minute that I think is quite shocking. Probably something more shocking than you've ever seen. And you've seen a lot.
By the way, on this show, we think all of the Mongols and all the Hells Angels are the greatest people in the world.
Yeah, we have nothing bad to say about anybody.
I don't either.
Yeah.
They should get along.
Do you know Chuck Zito?
I think out of sleep sometime.
Is that the way you do it? All right, take a look at this
you have to remember something, Howard.
Yeah.
SEALs do not confront you. We get you when you least expect it.
I like that attitude. I think I'd be better with that.
I told you my poem, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
About the pirates.
Do me a favor. Look at this television monitor. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay. This is Baba Booey, our producer. Even behind you might be even clearer.
Okay.
He's on the mound. He's throwing out the first pitch at Citi Field, the new stadium for the Mets.
Okay.
And tell me what you think of this pitch and his pitching form.
All right, let's see here.
All right, here it is. Whoops. Right to the umpire, and it hit the umpire in the chest.
Has he never done anything?
He claims
was that his first attempt at sports?
He claims he's an athlete and that he even coaches Little League. He teaches little children how to throw.
Has his Little League team ever won a game?
I can't imagine. I mean, what is that?
That is the worst throw I've ever seen in my life.
Could a guy like that get in the Mongols motorcycle club? Could he ever do that?
Do you know how the Mongols were formed?
How were they formed?
Well, the Hells Angels didn't allow Mexicans.
Is that right? So that was it.
And the Mongols are 90% Mexican. I was one of the few white guys who could ride into East L.A. and not be bothered because of the patch I wore.
Amazing. I mean, that's a very tough situation to be in any of these motorcycle clubs. And you're telling me you never had a fight as a motorcycle club guy?
Sure.
You did?
Sure.
What's the worst thing you've ever seen? Vietnam, you had to see the worst. I mean, you saw people be killed, right? Doesn't that always stay with you? Yeah. I mean, do you actually dream about it and think about it? You do not?
No.
It's the freakiest thing in the world to see a human body that had a soul and all of a sudden leave the earth, right? I mean, that's the worst thing that a man can see. True?
No.
That is not the worst. What is the worst thing a man can...
Some people deserve to die.
What?
Well, I mean, if you saw Hitler die, why didn't
you become a Hell's Angel and not
my sea daddy, my best buddy then, Mike, he rode Harleys, and so we both overseas said when we get back, we're both going to buy Harleys. So we got back, and I bought a Harley, and we rode around, and then Mike got out of the Navy. I had to go back and do another tour, so and he had two friends in Coronado, California, civilians, and the four of us would ride together. Well, then Mike got out and went home. I went back overseas again, and when I came back, I got another Harley, and I ran into my two old friends that were now Mongols.
So that just leads to you.
And so then I got back riding with them, and then before I knew it, they invited me to a party, and I went to the party, and at that point I was getting out of the Navy in less than a year, and this was a new adventure. I thought, wow, what is this like? We've all heard what it's like to be in a biker club. I'll try it. So I prospected, what they call prospecting, and I became a full patch member, and I actually and things like that. Well, I was a SEAL. I could do it one-handed. I mean, most bikers have pretty good bellies on them, and they're not in particularly great shape.
Right.
So if you looked at my card, my nickname was Superman.
When you get out of the Navy SEALs and stuff, and then suddenly you're lost, right, too? I mean, you come home, you ride a motorcycle, you're like, what do I do now? I was just a big deal in the Navy SEALs, and now I come here, and they treat me like a schlub.
Well, no, they don't treat you that, but you don't know what you're going to do.
Right.
And, and then that was one of the reasons I left the club. I went back, presumably, to go to college.
Right.
But I really didn't. I ended up meeting an ex-pro wrestler and started training 3 nights a week for 7 months to become a pro wrestler. And
when did you meet your wife? Was she a wrestler? Did she do that?
No. I met my wife while I went to my 1 year at junior college. I to earn some extra money. I was on the GI Bill. I was a doorman at a nightclub. And she walked in one night.
And she was hot.
Well, our eyes locked on each other, and I was still very tentative with America.
Did you have to court her for like years?
Well, first he kept offering her money, and she said, no.
I'm going to say it was longer than the Filipinos.
Let me correct Robin for a moment. Robin, SEALs do not pay.